Hello, welcome back to Same for Kids podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth. This podcast is made for any kids who want to learn more about God. I hope you enjoy. St. Clare of Assisi was born in Assisi, Italy in the year 1194. She was born from a noble family. When Clare was 18, she started to listen to St. Francis of Assisi when he was preaching during Lent in San Giorgio. Clare went to the cathedral every day to see what St. Francis preached about. One day, after listening to St. Francis, Clare found out that she was arranged in a marriage to one of the sons of a wealthy family in Perugia. A few months later, when she went to the cathedral for St. Francis preaching, she was moved by what he said. She told St. Francis that she wanted to dedicate herself to God and become a nun. St. Francis told her on her wedding day the bishop would give her a palm, which is a sign that she will leave that night. On the day of her wedding, the bishop gave her a palm. She was sad that she had to leave her family, especially her mom, but she knew that God was calling her to do his will. She left on her wedding night and went to the nearby chapel with Bana to meet St. Francis. When they were in the chapel, St. Francis cut Clare's beautiful hair to symbolize that she didn't belong to the world anymore. When her family found out that she ran away, everyone was trying to find her. When they heard that she was in the chapel, they fled to the chapel at once. Her uncle was mad and tried to take her home, but she didn't let him. But the son of the rich and noble family of Perugia let her stay, and he told her to keep him in her prayers. Afterwards, she joined the poor ladies of San Damiano. She was very kind to everyone, and when the sisters would come back to the convent from begging for food, she would wash their feet. Some months later, St. Francis came to see them for the last time. He was going to die soon. After St. Francis died, Pope Gregory encouraged the poor ladies to own more property and to accept their gifts. But St. Clare refused because she thought it was St. Francis's wishes. She didn't know what to do, so she prayed to God for hours to find out what she should do. She prayed till the Lord told her what to do, and the Lord told her to set new rules for the order of the poor ladies. She wrote to the Pope and prayed it went through. A few months later, a miracle happened. The town was under attack by Saracens. Suddenly, the Saracens were coming to the convent. When St. Clare heard this, she told all the sisters to gather in the chapel, and everyone did so. The sisters could hear the soldiers coming to them. They prayed and asked God for protection. While Clare was praying, God told her to pick up the monstrance and show it to the soldiers. She picked up the monstrance and walked out of the chapel unafraid. Then she said, "We are under the Lord Jesus' protection. You may not enter here." They thought it was nonsense, but suddenly she started to float into the sky, and the monstrance shone bright as the sun, and they were blinded. The Saracens fled out of the city, afraid of the bright light. Afterwards, she fell to her knees, thanking Jesus that he had saved them. 2 years later, she had gotten a letter from the Pope. It said that he approved the rules of the poor ladies of Assisi. The next day, August 11, 1253, St. Clare died peacefully. After her death, the order of ladies became known as the Poor Clares. In 1255, she was canonized a saint. St. Clare is the patron saint of eye diseases, goldsmiths, laundry, and television. St. Clare of Assisi tells us never to be afraid and pray to God whenever we need help. St. Clare of Assisi, pray for us. Please tune in for the next episode of Same for Kids podcast. Thank you for listening, and